Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Married to the game, but his kid don't play. Know all about it, heat like Dwayne on Wade. His records don't fade, how I run inside the lane is insane. You saying now, what is you saying?
You can tell by the energy that it's game time, giving you sports and entertainment at the same time. Roy coming with the X's and O's, while Lakita got the scoop on what you need to know.
Back to the wall, that's a Hall of Fame. Make it so hot that they call out the flames. Made them holler things, how we on $1 way just to get up all the ring, if you know what I mean.
We got the super team, we going for the chip. No matter what the pitch, we got another hit. Know the main reason why the fans go nuts? It's married to the game, yeah, we so clutch.
If nothing else remains the same, I'm married to the game. Players and teams will change. I'm married to the game. People always come and go, but I'm married to the flow. If nothing else remains the same, we're married to the game. Yeah. Yeah.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, good peoples? My name is Rory Chirac.
And I'm Lakita Chirac.
And this is Married to the Game. You know, as always, to God be the glory.
Yes,
for
Lord.
everything. Thank you guys so much for checking in with us once again to the hottest podcast on planet Earth. You know, of course, we're blasting through your digital speakers from the beautiful city of Atlanta, GA.
Is that like your theme, like blasting through your speakers?
That's one of my catchphrases. That's my dynamite. That's my JJ dynamite. That's my.
I got you.
Steve Urkel, did I do that?
It's cool though.
Okay.
I think I need to come up with my own catchphrase.
I told you your catchphrase was, "Why don't you let me be great?"
But see, I've ascended to the thing of saying that you're not going to stop me from being great. I'm already great, my body.
All right.
All right now. So I got to come up with a new one.
While you come up with a new one,
Y'all help me out.
please note that we're still building and growing in so many different areas, ascending to, as my mother would like used to say, higher heights.
See, look at that. We were like on the same page.
We were.
Great minds think alike.
But
Look at you getting on my
we're
page.
forever humbled, though, and rooted in love.
Yeah.
Gotta stay down to earth.
You do.
So our ascension includes a higher level of conversation
I like the way you did that.
with
Like
guests too, and so much more. 'Cause we're all about football today. It's a pigskin potpourri.
Okay. All right.
So you're well aware there's a continual bold, and I mean bold, divide with fans over the national anthem protests.
Yes, sir.
But see, we've assembled a diverse group for a roundtable discussion. We got a police officer, military vet, high school head coach, and a regular football fan to dissect this from all angles. Deep conversation.
And we do this because we're all about higher level of conversation.
That's
Did
the
I-
ascension.
Yeah.
Higher level.
Okay. With the
Exactly.
pinky out.
There you go. Now, this ascension to new levels, of course, is continually marked by our exclusive hot coverage of Black college football. And this week, we're all focused on the Fountain City Classic, Columbus, Georgia, Fort Valley State University Wildcats, Albany State University Golden Rams,
Yes.
SIAC rivals, major tailgate party,
Major tailgate.
major game,
Major food. Major booze. Major fun.
all of that.
All that.
Now we ascend from the gridiron to the Hall of Fame. Black College Football Hall of Fame, that is. Now the class of 2018, it's officially set. And we talk with Marcus Fitch. He's the executive director of the Black College Football Hall of Fame about the new crop of immortals that are going to be enshrined in February.
Wow. I see how you did that. We did ascend.
It is an ascension.
Wow. We're leveling up.
Exactly. We're leveling up. We're rising like yeast on this ascension to the summit. We're soaring above the clouds with, this is a unique brand of commentary. 20-year veteran sports writer, the casual fan who, your interest is growing, but
It's growing. I'm hanging in there.
But we know where it is, so we keep that in
right.
perspective. We got an honest national anthem debate, the pageantry and prestige that is HBCU football, the confirmation of excellence with the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Man, buckle up your seatbelts. On a football level, buckle up your chin straps, because this is the ascension of
Married to the Game.
You know that's my jam right there. That's my Biggie Machine Gun Funk. That's what I roll down the block with.
I could see that.
You put that up. You put that up high on the list.
Do I?
You put that up high on the list.
It gives me goosebumps.
Okay.
We're not going to revert back to 12-year-old Rory. We're going to reel it back in to the present times.
So we going Mobb Deep, Quiet Storm, like it's up there.
It's up there.
Okay.
It's up there.
I see you. I see you.
I like where you're going.
Okay. All right.
I so wasn't going there. I was so going more of a nerdy style type look, but I get it.
If you're wondering who this third voice is in here, now I'm not going to go sacrilegious and call us the Holy Trinity.
Oh, come on
What I
now.
will say is we have an in-studio guest, Jimmy H, as he proclaimed himself on the roundtable discussion.
Yes, sir.
His voice should be very familiar to you. You hear him on the intro.
Yes, sir.
For Married to the Game. Welcome back to Married to the Game.
Thank you for having me.
It's an honor.
It definitely is. It's an honor to be here.
Our first guest. Our first in studio guest.
And it was great.
History out here.
We got to turn up, pour up.
And it was great to have you on for our roundtable discussion, because the protests, one of those things that I thought the election was bad from a divisive standpoint. This is rivaling last year's presidential election as far as controversy and picking sides and everything like that. Yeah,
and we had the chance. I was blessed to have the chance to have a really eye-opening discussion about the kneeling taking place, the protest, what it means to different people, and how they view it from different aspects. So definitely blessed to have that conversation, and I can't wait for your listeners to hear it.
Man, it was great. We had a police officer, we had a military vet, we had a high school football head coach, you representing the average football fan in America,
Absolutely.
And I mean,
fantasy football aficionado, and it was so many diverse views. Yes.
And when you talk about, like, I learned so much. Like I said, that's the blueprint. What we did there is the blueprint of what the world needs to do. Have an open, honest discussion where people can share their opinions.
And I love the fact that not only is it the blueprint, but that's what we are. That's what we do, because we dive deep and we hit hard matters along with
peeled
entertaining.
a lot of layers off that onion.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and it was great to learn from that real exciting NFL roundtable discussion. And then what's so weird is that after our roundtable, Mr. McNair, owner of the Houston Texans, comes out and says that
insert the facepalm emoji here.
The inmates are running the prison, and it's really
the inmates running the asylum.
You got it wrong. Whatever, but
some would say it might be a Freudian slip.
He said it on purpose, and his apology, whatever, you can keep that, homie.
But this is exactly why a discussion like this is so needed.
Exactly.
More often.
Exactly.
Well, hopefully the positive from that is everybody will come to the table and they'll see that there are two sides, not only in the NFL, but if you want to take a broader look at it, it's two sides to the country that aren't seeing eye to eye right now.
Right.
And a conversation needs to be had.
Talk about it.
Hopefully this will be the catalyst for that.
Well, we are the springboard here at Married to the Game. We hope that this evokes change, an eye-opening conversation. Check it out. All right, this is where we really get it in. Married to the Game fan forum, where we dive deep on the NFL protests, the flag dispute. We gathered a potpourri of great minds. Really excited about this. Let you introduce yourself, say a little bit about yourself, and then, it's 1st and 10. We're going to take the ball deep.
All right. Well, my I'll go by Jimmy H. I'll be the football fan, for lack of a better term, and fantasy football aficionado. So yeah, that's my introduction.
I'm going to go by Basil L. I'm a police officer in the Atlanta metro area. Been a police officer for 14 plus years. I'm a huge Giants fan.
That's right.
And here to give my take from a law enforcement perspective.
Okay, I'm Jimmy D, Marine Corps veteran, and I'm just here to share my perspective. I'm a Panthers fan, since everybody telling who their team is.
Johnny White. I am a head football coach here at Douglas County High School. I'm torn between two teams. I've been a Steeler fan my whole life, but one of my favorite players that I've ever coached is Eric Berry, so I have to cheer for the Chiefs as well. And I'm going to try to give my idea from a coach's perspective.
All right, fellas, I really do appreciate that. And so we'll start it off with social activism in sports is nothing new. If you know your history, Jack Johnson, over 100 years ago, was making a lot of protests and commentary about what was going on in the country. Jackie Robinson, perhaps the most famous, is Muhammad Ali. So just want to get your thoughts on how do you feel about social activism by pro athletes?
Well, I guess as a fan, I don't mind it. Like, I could take it or leave it, to be honest with you. I do actually appreciate. I would say I don't demand social activism from athletes, but to be honest, I do appreciate it. I know I hear a lot of talk about how sports is the last haven where you don't have to think about politics or anything like that. So it's supposed to be something to come together, and I think we can use that to tackle some of the tougher issues. If we all go to the same game, we're all Falcons fans or Giants or Panthers or Steelers, then we already have that common ground. Now, I'm pretty sure some Falcons fans that voted for Trump. Mm-hmm. So we already have that common ground that we're Falcons fans. Let's delve into that. Like, okay, well, we can't be that much different because we're both fans of the same team.
Right.
So let's explore some of these other issues and maybe we can come together with that.
Basil, and my take on it, social activism, there's a time and a place for it. I don't feel a time when you're supposed to perform or do your duties or do your job, because it's a job, is a platform for it. I mean, Muhammad Ali didn't come inside the ring with something scribed on his gloves or, making the utterances in the ring. I mean, when he's outside the ring, he went ahead and, stepped up or, challenged those who he felt challenged him. And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you're supposed to perform. I mean, it's not, there's a time and a place again, for it. And that's why I feel that, when you overstep or you step out of that, you have to deal with the repercussions that comes with it.
Okay. Jimmy D. Mm-hmm. I think everybody need to be active socially. I do think it's a time and place for everything, but I think the athletes definitely need to use that platform to somehow give back, to these communities where they came from, because they need it. So that's my take on that.
Coach White, I'm kind of torn. I feel like a lot of the social activism is needed because they have a voice and a platform that the average person doesn't have.
Right.
But I also have to take in consideration that America was built and made on money, and a lot of them are really, whether I agree or disagree, I respect that what they do, because a lot of them are putting their finances on the line when they do it. So the bravery of that alone earns my respect. Right. I agree that sometimes it could be a time and a place, because they're all going to do interviews after each game where that could be taken care of. But at the same time, I think that if they don't, a lot of the social issues that we've been having problems with as a community would not be on CNN, on Fox, on CNBC if none of these athletes would have taken that, because a lot of it goes quiet. So I appreciate it and I really respect them for it, but at the same time, I do understand the idea that it's a time and a place for it.
Have the protests during the national anthem changed your opinions or viewing habits of the NFL?
I can't say that it has at all, to be honest with you. If you think about when the national anthem is played and when they would pay attention to players kneeling or what have you.
Right.
I mean, and this is probably where we're going to get into the whole, like, we're going to keep it real in this segment. Like,
absolutely.
As fans, when we're sitting at home, what are we doing during the national anthem? Like, are we standing